Hello everybody, it's Sherry here with Lamar Pours, and today I'm excited to tell you that my husband and I are collaborating on a series of 3 huge waves. I'm going to start out with the palette for all 3, and the star of the show is this new line by Golden. It's Fluorescent paints, and I love them because they're soft body paints, much easier to use than the heavy body in the tubes, and much more versatile than the fluids. So here we're starting with Chartreuse Yellow by Golden. The next is the Fluorescent Blue. And lastly, the fluorescent line I'm using is the Fluorescent Green. Love those colors. So we need some metallics. So here's Modern Masters Green Apple, and look at that color. It's beautiful, it's luscious. I can't wait to try it on these waves. And now this is a combination of the Sapphire Blue by Deco Art and Turquoise Golden. I put a lot of that turquoise in, so that's why that's so green. And this is Arteza's Yellow Green. Oh God, I love that color. And it does look beautiful on canvas. Now finally, this is Liquitex Prussion Blue mixed again with that Turquoise by Golden. I put a lot of the green in there because it's a green wave. And lastly, 24 karat gold. They went in all 3 waves. Now the base is very thick, much thicker than a normal base, and it does flatten out. I know it looks messy on that canvas, but it works. It was a little bit too thick, and we put all the paints in these little bottles so that we have control over the paint. And the first thing my husband is doing is getting the outline of that wave, getting the shape of the curl, so that we continuously can put on new paint until we have loaded this canvas with paint. And it takes quite a while to do, so I didn't videotape it all, but you can see the final result, what the effect that we want on this huge canvas and all the paint that we put on it. Now, as we're laying the chain, I want you all to know that on a canvas this large, it takes 2 of us to really get good movement from the chain. On a smaller canvas, 1 person can do it, but this is just what we've learned through trial and error on how to run the chain through the wave to make it look like water is actually running and moving through that wave down into the shallows. Now also, I put total in this whole painting 4 little cups, little 1-ounce cups with 2 drops of silicone each. I don't use silicone often, in fact hardly at all anymore, but for this effect, I really like a couple of drops of silicone, and that's all it takes for a 48 by 30 canvas. This is huge. And as you can see, because of the silicone, we're getting all of these beautiful cells coming up. Now this wave, in most waves, we run the chain twice. And before we run the second time, I put in white to give it that foamy effect. We look at the painting and say, okay, what colors do we want to put in there on the second pull? And we chose a lot of that neon green and neon blue. We really wanted a neon wave. And I didn't put as much white as I normally put in because I didn't want to mute the colors on this one. So as we're running the second chain through, know that the base on this one is too thick, trial and error. The next one, I will make the base just, the actual paint just a bit thinner. And that way, it'll be much easier for when I'm blowing it out with the air gun, which I'm going to show you next. I also want you to notice that when we pull that chain through, it looks muddy, but now look, that silicone is coming up and coming through. And I got a little upset here. I used my air gun to give that effect of spray on the top of the wave, like the water is spraying up over the wave. And it was really thin. The paint was really thin in the barrel of that wave. So at that point I was like, I'm upset, but too late to go back on a painting this size. We just have to look and find out if things turn out okay. And as you will see at the end of this video, it turned out to be quite a beautiful wave. So that blemish in there it did go flat for us, which I'm so grateful for. So here it is done, and look at those cells and the spray, and that neon is just beautiful. So I hope you enjoyed the video. We'll see you on wave number 2.